Hello everyone, Dale Quest, and today I'm going to be reviewing Bryan Bertino's new horror film, The Monster. So The Monster, if you haven't heard about this, is Bryan Bertino's new film. He did The Strangers back in 2008, and he made another film like in 2014. I think it was like Slaughterhouse 5 or whatever, Funhouse. It's something about clowns. I didn't watch it because I'm terrified of clowns, but this movie is really good. I like this movie a lot, but I like most of it because it does feature good acting and good writing and good directing. I think for the most part, the drama of this movie succeeds this movie to be better than I think what it actually is. So what you have here is you have Zoe Kazan, I think it's her name, Zoe Kazan. She plays a mother named Kathy. She's kind of a screw up and F up to a daughter who I have the name out here, which I cannot miss because Ella Ballentine is the star of this movie. She's brilliant. Every scene that she is in, she owns it. I like that a lot because the movie is. Her name's Lizzie, by the way, Ella Ballentine. Her name's Lizzie, and her mother, Kathy, again, like I said, she's an F-up. She is constantly just having herself be taken care of a daughter, and that's really hard for the daughter to do because, she's a child in a relationship. She's supposed to be the mother, and the daughter's supposed to be the daughter. And I think that dynamic works really well in the first 10 minutes. You get the sense that these two are really on at each other's throats most of the time. Mainly because Kathy's not listening to her daughter and Lizzie is not cooperating with her really well, and it makes it hard for them to actually find a middle ground between each other. But it makes it even harder for that when Kathy is not being the mother that she's supposed to be. Again, she's not winning Mother of the Year, but that being said though, she does not want to see her daughter go because the daughter, Lizzie, by the way, wants to go with her dad. Of course, she's like, I'm done with my mother. I want to just go with my dad, give my mother a break. It'd be fine, she'd be fine with me gone. But her mother, Zoe Kazan, is not really up to that. She's all like, I'm afraid if I let you go, you're going to want to stay with your father because he might be a better parent than I am. But you get to see that be brought up a lot, and that is brought up at the, closer to the very end of the movie where she does hone in the idea that I'm your mother, I love you to death. And I don't want to spoil anything though, but you kind of get where this is going. So, as this movie goes along, Kathy is driving, Lizzie to her father's house, and she's like, okay, you're gonna have fun, I get you that, but I want you to come back with me. And she, they're having a good dialogue between each other, back and forth in the car. And there's some flashbacks of seeing her, again, not being Mother of the Year. She's saying F you to your daughter. Once you get to that point, you go, okay, well, maybe Child Protective Services should handle everything out at this point. The thing is, this movie hits a point of, I think it not only makes the movie better, but I think in the long run, it makes it worse. So I would say the first half of this movie works better than the last half. Because once you get to that point of it trying to be a horror film, I think that's when it fails. Because this movie has this idea that once you incorporate this horror aspect of the monster, so-called, that's where the movie falls apart to me. Because they hit a wolf, they look at the car, they don't expect anything of it. They go like, okay, we just hit a wolf. It doesn't really matter. We're not, because again, they're not expecting to see the monster. We are, because the title of the movie is called Monster. But we're not. Kathy and Lizzie are not expecting to see a monster. They are acting completely calm, cool, and collected throughout the whole entire emotion, and they're just all like, okay, we're in an accident, we need to handle our situation ourselves. The movie takes its time. That's what I like about it. The movie takes its time to develop the relationship between the two. I think that's what makes it a lot stronger. However, this movie does fall back in a lot of cliches that a lot of horror films do. Like you have constant lines of them saying, don't leave the car, you're gonna get killed. There are like 5 or 6 people in the whole movie that say that like 17 times. And it really drags on a lot because you go like, yes, we get it, you're gonna die. Because you said that, you're gonna die. And the fact that, oh, there you go, you're dead. And the movie doesn't really work at that point. The movie is a horror film that has an idea that makes it scarier, that doesn't hone in the emotional impact that you want it to be. When it's scary because you don't see the monster actually attack I'm not going to spoil it, but when you see it attack, that's where you get, holy shit. That's where you get the sensation of, oh crap, this is going to be good. But the emotional impact of it, though, comes in later in the last third. I think that's what really kind of deepens, I think that's what hurts the movie more than you would think, because you would think that the emotional impact of this movie would make this movie better. But it doesn't. And I think that's what, and I hate to say it, but that's where it failed. Because in The Strangers, though, that movie's bleak. It is. It's very bleak. You are in throughout the whole entire movie. You're with it, but the movie's pretty dark. This one tries to have the sentimental value of itself, but trying to connect motherhood, daughterhood, just relationship in general between a mother and a daughter that I think works in a better movie that is not harping by this idea that you had to incorporate this monster. And again, the monster is a metaphor for their own struggles, for their own, blah, 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 blah. You can call it coming from a mile away. So at that point, it is predictable. I did predict the ending. I was kind of right, so whatever. I like the movie for a good amount. I give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Again, the performances are amazing. Zoe Kazan and, again, like I said, Ella Ballentine, brilliant throughout the whole entire movie. You can kind of skip this movie, I would say, but if you're a big fan of Zoe Kazan, if you really are a big fan of Bryan Bertino as a horror director, you would get something out of this. I think a lot of people would get something out of this than they would mostly, expect out of a film like this. So check it out on your own merits. It's perfectly fine. I give it like a mild recommendation. So thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below. Click like, subscribe. Have a great day, everybody. And I'll catch you guys soon. Goodbye.